In episode 1, the main guy, Takemichi, came to know that a popular gang, called Tokyo Manji Gang, had some fights and a girl, Hina, and her brother, Naoto, got killed as a result.
Okay.
Takemichi remembered that Hina was his girl when he was 14, but that was 12 years ago, and they hadn't met each other for so long. He lives a Discord mod life, and one day someone pushed him in front of a train. Suddenly, he time traveled 12 years to past, and was with his 4 friends, Mikoto Yamagishi, Akin and Takuya. Takemichi thought that his life was flashing before his eyes. His group picked a fight with some Tokyo Manji gang members, who easily beat them up and made them work under them. Takemichi remembered that was the reason he left Tokyo and started living as a Discord mod. He saw Hina, his girl who would die in the future. He later met a brother, Naoto, who will also die after 12 years. Takemichi told him that he time traveled and told him that he and his sister would die after 12 years. Naoto believed that and promised to protect her. Suddenly Takemichi went back to the future when they shook hands. Present Naoto met him and told him that because he changed the timeline by telling him to stay aware of his death, he lived and saved Takemichi from getting hit by the train. Though Hina still died, so Naoto wants Takemichi to go back in the past and change the timeline in a way that Hina survives in the present too. The next episode, Naoto revealed that he's a police officer and the previous one in his place gathered some information on the Tokyo Manji gang, the gang that was responsible for Hina's death but got killed. Naoto told Takemichi to go back in time and prevent the 2 commanders of the gang, Mikey and Kasaki, from meeting as they would take the gang to that state and eventually kill Hina. The way to go back to the past was their handshake, so they did it and Takemichi went back 12 years in the past. He was in the middle of the fight club and lost. The manager of that fight club, Kiyomasa, punished him for losing as so many people were betting on him. Takemichi asked Kiyomasa if he could meet the leaders, Mikey or Kasaki, but he beat him up with a bat and told him not to say their names again. Later, one of Takemichi's best friends, Takuya, was about to fight in the fight club. Suddenly Takemichi arrived and challenged Kiyomasa for a fight, as he wanted to do something different to change the timeline. The next episode, they fought and Kiyomasa was dominating. Suddenly the vice commander of the Tokyo Manji gang, Draken, and the commander, Mikey, came there. Mikey liked Takemichi's personality, so made him his friend, and he and Draken beat Kiyomasa for acting like that when he's a part of their gang. Later, Akin told Takemichi that he was about to stab Kiyomasa earlier if Mikey and Draken hadn't arrived. Next day, Mikey and Draken arrived when Takemichi was in his classroom and took him to spend time with them. Suddenly Hina slapped Mikey and started taking Takemichi away, thinking they were bullying him. Though she came to know that they were his friends and apologized. Mikey and Draken forgave her as she and Takemichi had an old-style relationship. Mikey later told him that he had a 10 years older brother who's now dead and used to act like Takemichi too, that's why he liked Takemichi. Later, Takemichi randomly found the other future leader of Tokyo Manji gang, Kasaki, but couldn't recognize him. The next episode, Hina and Takemichi spent time together and when they were watching fireworks, Takemichi accidentally held hands with Naoto and went back to the present. He couldn't believe that Mikey would become so evil in the future, so wanted to meet him himself. While researching, they came to know about Akin, who got arrested for stabbing Kiyomasa in the previous timeline, but in current timeline, he still works for Tokyo Manji gang. Takemichi met him, and he was the owner of a big bar. They both talked to each other alone, and Akin revealed that he was the one who pushed him in front of the train, but Naoto saved him. He did that on Kasaki's order, who is the only commander of the Tokyo Manji gang at present. Akin revealed that Mikey changed after Draken died and became a big criminal. He realized that Takemichi could time travel, so told him to go back to the past again and save their future, and jumped off the roof to kill himself. The next episode, Takemichi and Naoto came to know that Draken died in a gang fight on August 3rd, and the reason for it was because Mikey and Draken split the gang into 2 because of the fight. As Draken's death changed Mikey and he became a criminal, Takemichi will prevent them from breaking the gang and will prevent Draken from dying. Takemichi returned to the past and was in a room with an unknown girl but left. He had 2 weeks before the gang fight. Draken called him somewhere and Tokyo Manji gang members arrived there too. The captain of the 2nd division, Mitsuya, took him to Mikey. Draken showed them his girl, Emma, who was with Takemichi earlier. She wanted to get Draken's attention as he mostly stays in the gang. Every member of the Tokyo Manji gang then gathered. It was revealed that another gang, Moebius, picked a fight with a friend of the captain of the 3rd division, Pachin, and they raped his girl in front of him, took all his money, and hung his parents and siblings. Pachin hates Moebius for doing that to his friend, so Tokyo Manji gang decided to fight their gang after 2 weeks on August 3rd, where Draken will die. The next episode, Draken's past was shown. His father is unknown and his mother left him when he was 2. Stays in a brothel, got a tattoo in 5th grade, and joined the hood. Came to know about Mikey, he beat his gang up when they picked a fight with him, and they became friends. Takemichi now returned to the present and went to gather information from the former commander of the Moebius gang, Asanai. He was now a construction worker and revealed that Draken's death was part of someone's plan, but didn't say whose. That secret manipulator later completely changed the Tokyo Manji gang and turned them evil. The plan started with the Tokyo Manji and Moebius war, so Takemichi went back to the past to not let their fight even start. He was with Akin, so as Akin's dream was to become a hairstylist, Takemichi told him to become one and he'll be his first customer. Takemichi then told Mikey to not fight Moebius, but he refused. Suddenly, Asanai, who is the current commander of the Moebius gang, came there with other members. The next episode, Pachin and Asanai fought and Pachin lost. Mikey and Asanai fought and Asanai lost. Police arrived so everyone started leaving, but Pachin stabbed Asanai because of anger and stayed behind to get arrested. Takemichi lost consciousness and woke up at the hospital, where Emma told him that Mikey and Draken started fighting because of Pachin's arrest. Draken visited Takemichi at home, and while leaving, Mikey came to visit him too. Both started fighting and were destroying Takemichi's stuff, which pissed Takemichi off. The next episode, Takemichi tried fighting them, but fell in the trash and poop got on his head, which made Draken and Mikey laugh, and they cooled down. The gang won't split up now, and one task is done. On August 3rd, there was a festival, so Draken and Emma and Takemichi and Hina went there. It started raining, so Takemichi and Hina went under a tree and were about to kiss, but Takemichi got a call from Yamagishi that some of Mikey's faction members have gone after Draken, even though Draken and Mikey were friends again, and the faction becoming permanent got cancelled. Takemichi went to find Draken, but saw Kiyomasa and some other Tokyo Manji gang members with some Moebius gang members. Kiyomasa was going to kill Draken himself because he embarrassed him earlier. A guy found Takemichi and they all beat him and tied him up. They left and Hina came and untied him, and they kissed for the first time. Takemichi then met the 2nd Division captain of Tokyo Manji gang, Mitsuya, and he revealed that the fight between Mikey and Draken started because Mikey wanted to pay to free Pachin, and when Takemichi made them friends again, Tokyo Manji gang decided not to free Pachin yet, as he'll come out next year. Though the vice captain of the 3rd Division, Payan, went against it and wanted to beat Draken by teaming up with Moebius, as not freeing Pachin was his idea first. Payan now met Draken. The next episode, Mitsuya and Takemichi found Draken, and he was fighting Payan and Moebius members. Kiyomasa wasn't there. Mikey came there too and figured out that that was planned by someone, as he was called somewhere else, so Payan and Moebius could kill Draken. Suddenly, the new but temporary commander of Moebius, Hama, came and was the one who planned that attack. He brought 100 Moebius members with him to kill Mikey and Draken. Suddenly the Tokyo Manji gang arrived to fight back. Both gangs jumped on each other and started to fight. After fighting a bit, Mikey told Payan that no one is happy about Pachin's arrest, and what they are doing is for the best. Takemichi found Kiyomasa, but he had already stabbed Draken. The next episode, Draken was still alive. Mikey was fighting Hama and told Takemichi to take Draken to hospital. Hina and Emma called an ambulance, but it will take time because of the festival's crowd. Suddenly Kiyomasa came there with his group, so Takemichi gathered courage to fight them. Kiyomasa stabbed his hand with a knife, but he fought and put him in a lock and made him unconscious to win the fight. Draken and Takemichi were about to fight the rest of them, but Takemichi's friends arrived and started fighting them. The next episode, the ambulance arrived, so Kiyomasa's group ran away. Police were coming on the gang fight side, so everyone started leaving there too. Hama told Mikey that soon a new gang, Valhalla, where he's the vice commander, will fight the Tokyo Manji gang. Later, Draken was at the hospital and his operation was successful. Payan regretted his actions, so Mitsuya made him the gang member again. Later, Takemichi's reputation got better as he saved Draken and defeated Kiyomasa. He also got the first ever gang uniform of Mikey as a reward, as it was like a treasure for the Tokyo Manji gang. He gave Hina a necklace and went back to the future, as he had solved all the tasks. He went to his scheduled meeting in a hair salon, where he met Akin, who became a hairstylist and will give a haircut to Takemichi as promised. Suddenly, he got a call from Naoto, and he told him that Hina is still alive. The next episode, Takemichi met Hina, but because they were shying as they met after so long, Naoto took them on a ride, but left on the way when he got a call. Hina took Takemichi to a park and revealed that that's the place where Takemichi broke up with her 12 years ago. Takemichi went to the toilet and decided to ask her out again, as he couldn't believe he had done that. Hina went back in the car. Takemichi suddenly met Hama, who was annoyed as Takemichi wasn't in the car with Hina. Takemichi went to see Hina, but a car crashed into her car and crushed her with the wall. The one who crashed the car was Akin, who was again forced by Kasaki to follow his order, as he's still the new commander of the Tokyo Manji gang. His cat exploded and he died. Hina was alive but couldn't move as her legs got crushed. Her cat also exploded and she died too, as she hadn't subscribed to the channel. In the final scene, Takemichi promised to change the timeline again to prevent her from dying. Thanks for sticking till the end. If you enjoyed, then like, subscribe, join my Patreon, and check out my other videos too.
I hate I hate